it is sad, but at the same time, I'm like, why are you talking about vegan lifestyle? Why are you not talking about influencers for that matter? You know, like, don't be an influencer. You may die. Hey, did you hear about this vegan influencer, Zhanna Samsonova, who died of starvation? And people are talking about the fact that she was a vegan influencer, and then people are questioning that if vegan lifestyle is like an appropriate lifestyle, because a lot of publications are also talking about how if you're vegan, you're not like giving all the nutrients and vitamins to your body.
Yeah, so I feel this debate on veganism, whether veganism provides complete nutrition or not, has been there for like a very long time.
Yeah.
And now these people have just got a chance to like thrash it more.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I mean, it is sad, but at the same time, I'm like, why are you talking about vegan lifestyle? Why are you not talking about influencers for that matter? You know, like, don't be an influencer. You may die. No, but on a serious note, I mean, this is a sad news because, at least from her point of view, I'm sure that she was following like a balanced diet, because I did get a chance to go through her Insta page, and she did talk about a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle. So that was a little surprising for me.
So people are, in my opinion, people are wrong about calling her diet a vegan diet because it's raw veganism. She's just eating raw foods. So veganism nowhere talks about you should eat raw food completely.
Yeah.
They talk about animal cruelty-free products and food that you eat, right? So when she's eating food which is completely raw, so basically what happens is when you cook food, it makes it easier for you to digest and absorb nutrients from it, right? So, and another point, that raw food is not like high on calories. It has very low calories.
Dude, I'm looking at her picture right now on Instagram, and boy, like, she definitely looks like that she can use some nutrition. But yeah, coming back to your point, I mean, raw veganism, interesting, because see, I think the overall debate has now shifted to just being vegan, right?
Yeah.
Which is quite surprising.
It is.
I just recommend that people should like go beyond the headlines and read exactly what is happening, because she was following a lot of things, and I'm reading it right now that her mother and her friends also recommended her to go visit a doctor, and she did not. So yeah, some treatment was definitely recommended and required to her. Some treatments were definitely recommended to her, and something which she did not.
So like some of her friends have like made these statements that when I looked at her, I was horrified at like what's wrong with her and everything.
Yeah.
And they sent her for treatment and she ran away.
Yeah.
So family is waiting for the report. So they do not know the cause of death yet. So her mom says that she died because of an infection, cholera-like infection. And the news channels and all these news reporters are saying she died because of starvation and exhaustion. So that is surprising, because if you go around and check out like vegan food options, there are like plenty of food options, and there's no way you could die of starvation just because you're vegan.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, at least in our country, which is primarily a vegetarian country, I don't think vegan diet is a problem, like is a challenge, because at least in North India, one snack that we all love is pani puri, and that's vegan.
Right.
So and just like the plethora of options we have, right? At least in India, we don't need to care so much about
that is true.
Following a vegetarian/vegan diet. But yeah, and at the same time, vegan is slightly different. So yeah.
So I feel a lot of people in India would be like unknowingly vegan.
Yeah, they'll be surprised. What? I'm a vegan? Yeah.
So a lot of people who do not consume milk or dairy products, unknowingly, they just don't like the ghee, they don't like milk, they don't like ghee.
Yeah.
They are vegan and they don't even know about it.
Which is funny, yeah.
Do you think the concept of veganism applies to India?
What do you mean?
So what I feel is that concept of veganism to India is very different from what it is to like other countries. Primarily because how we treat our cows, and so India is one of the biggest milk consumer, right? and India produces a lot of milk. But the way it is done in India is very different how it's done in like foreign countries, and Indian farmers just love their cows and take care of their cows as if it's their own family members. And in Western countries, it's a lot more machinerized, if that's a word.
Mechanized.
Mechanized.
Mechanized is the word.
Yeah. So it's a lot more mechanized, and they just do it from machines. So there's no...
Yeah. No, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I think we just need to take a step back and figure out like why should one be vegan? Because then we can talk about that, you know, what are your reasons, right? And this is something that we also believe at the Switch Fix also, that, you know, I think it needs to be a personal call, right? What kind of food you want to eat. It has to be a very personal choice, and people are free to like, you know, make their own decisions basis the reasons that they can figure out. So for example, a couple of things that I can think about why you should be a vegan. Number one is that it's environmentally friendly. Number two is the animal cruelty. And number three is a lot of people are not okay with dairy products. Like they're allergic to dairy products, right? So whatever your reason, right? So for example, we have chosen not to use non-vegan ingredients in our products because of animal cruelty that's there in personal care. But at the same time, a lot of people also try or want a vegan lifestyle because of their gut health, right? Vegan food in general is really easy to digest. So when we talk about animal cruelty, then we come to this thing, because animal cruelty is also different for different parts of our country, of the whole world, right? Like you rightly said that in US or in Western countries, these are more mechanized and they're like large farms for cows and buffaloes and everything. But in India, because of the structure that we have for the dairy industry, they're like very small households and they treat the animal like we all treat cows, with a lot of respect, right? So that's there. So I mean, the question that one can ask is also the source. So for example, if you're getting your milk from a source which is treating animal with a lot of respect, maybe that's like one thing you can consider.
Right. So there's like another debate which talks about that these cows, when they stop producing milk, they also end up in slaughterhouses.
What? In India?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is also there. There's another debate whether or
right. It's an interesting point for sure. I don't know, and I don't have a data on this one right now, and I don't know if everybody is doing it, because I personally know like a few people who have I think cows still, and they treated their cows with a lot of respect, like even after they stopped giving milk.
That is true. So even like I'm like still very connected with my rural roots, and my Dadaji has a lot of cows, and we still keep cows that are like not producing milk anymore.
Yeah.
But
what do you do with them?
we just have a small
just look at them.
family of cows.
No, for sure. I mean, what you're talking about, like, I'm just taking like a second here to explain, like, because it happens with any animal, right? I mean, once you make them a part of your family, they become a part of your family, right? So I don't know how or under what. I'm sure that, you know, some people would have like a very different circumstances in which they
need to sell their cows.
Yeah. But otherwise, though, I think the love is something that's there. Yeah.
I feel you were talking about sourcing, right?
Yeah.
So that is there, but I feel even with the meat you consume, you can be a little mindful with it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like whether the animal was in pain or not. Apart from like relatives.
The animal died to be on your table. Like, what pain are you talking about over there?
But still, so you are a non-vegetarian.
Yeah.
But you try to like cut down on the number of times you eat meat,
but
right?
we don't talk about this on the podcast. No, for sure. Like,
bloody hypocrites.
No, because see, it's slightly nuanced. Okay, I buy your point 100%. It's not, and even like if you go full throttle on non-veg diet, also that is also not healthy. Like any extreme is not healthy, right? So you have to create a balance, right? In terms of choosing whether to eat or not eat animals, again, like I come back to the same point that it needs to be a personal choice, right? For some people it could be the impact on the environment, for some people it could be other reasons, right? Cutting down is a great way, because then you if you are not able to give it up completely, at least you are reducing, right? That's an important step. And interestingly, there are so many alternate meat products also available nowadays, right? I don't know, like I was having this conversation with one of my friends like a couple of days back, and he was making this point that even all of those are like highly processed, which I agree with. Like anything that is highly processed is not good for your health. But at the same time, I mean, if you get an option and you want to try it out, there are like options available, right?
So these options that are available is the reason why these certain group of people call veganism very expensive.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, have you seen the prices of these products?
I find this point of view very Western
It is.
driven, because like I said, in India, it's not difficult for us to have a vegan diet, right? It's not expensive. It's not difficult to find vegan food over here. The only thing probably you will struggle a little bit with, if you are a milk drinker, or maybe if you love tea, then probably you will have some problems. But at the same time, even teas, if you use like oat milk or cashew milk, maybe like a slight taste change, if you can live with that, you can still try. But I'm just saying that, okay, I mean, again, like the point is to be to reduce and create like a balance. But thank you people for listening to us. We are just trying to figure out and just discuss, have an open discussion on things that we feel are important to be discussed. If you have your opinion, you want to share anything with us, you feel we were wrong in this discussion, also just tell us. And yeah, this is Shubhangi and I'm Abhishek, and we are from The Switch Fix.